Welcome back, Warriors. I'm your Quartermaster again, and it is great to see y'all. Welcome to the 9th video of my Weapon Workshop series. If this is your first time here, then welcome. In this tutorial series, I look at all the relevant statistics for all the weapons we're supplied with for this 2042 conflict. Mind you, some of the info on these weapon crates aren't exactly accurate, so that's why I'm here, to test them out for you and get you the most accurate info available. On top of gathering info, I also try to give you all my 3 suggested builds taken to the field for dealing with all manner of combat situations. Today you'll be taking a look at our 4th DMR, the BSV M. First of all, you may have all noticed that despite the name, this weapon is basically just the ASVAL. As such, the ASVAL will be the basis for the real-world statistics of this weapon. The BSV M is an integrally suppressed Russian rifle that fires the 9x39mm round at a below-average full-auto fire rate of 383 rounds per minute. It is the first new weapon introduced to us for the Canadian front of this conflict. The base ammo for this weapon is a unique magazine of subsonic high-powered rounds, so that will be our baseline for ammo variety comparisons. We have access to a long suppressor, a shortened suppressor, which both act as the long and short barrels for other weapons. The long suppressor reduces our rate of fire from 383 down to 333, while the short suppressor increases our rate of fire to 464 rounds per minute. It's also worth noting that with these subsonic rounds, the bullet velocity for this weapon is abysmally low. At longer range, you can visibly see how long it takes for the bullets to reach their mark, and it really makes me wonder why this is classified as a marksman rifle. Anywho, the base subsonic high-powered rounds deal 35 damage out to 49 meters before dropping down to 26 damage beyond that. There wasn't a reasonably effective range where I could find anything lower than 26 damage per shot. Given these statistics, we end up with a base TTK between 313 and 470 milliseconds. If we add in a headshot, this number drops down significantly to be between 156 and 313 milliseconds. Headshots are definitely worth going for with this weapon. We also have access to subsonic close quarter rounds as well. If you thought the bullet velocity was bad before, wait until you see these. These rounds increase our reload speed, increase our ammo capacity by 200%, increase our rate of fire to a blistering 772 RPM, and reduce our overall recoil. We lose damage, range, and bullet velocity with these rounds, however. These subsonic CQC magazines deal only 21 damage from 0 to 29 meters. After that, from 30 meters and beyond, we deal a horrifically low 13 damage per shot. These bullets are not to be used at medium to long ranges. With these stats, we end up with a TTK between 311 and 544 milliseconds. While the best TTK for these rounds is comparable to the base ammo, these bullets are by and large less effective overall. Now we can finally get away from these subsonic rounds. First, we have access to a regular high-powered round. When compared to the base ammo, these rounds reload faster, have greater range and bullet velocity while sacrificing our rate of fire, dropping it to 366, and one of our stealth factors, the tracers, is lost. With these rounds, we deal 35 damage at basically any range I was able to effectively test at. I stretched the test out to beyond 150 meters, a ridiculous range for this weapon, and still landed 35 damage per shot. Considering that, this is the most consistent ammunition for this weapon. Its base TTK is 328 milliseconds, only slightly slower than our base ammo. And headshot into the mix will make our TTK a very quick 164 milliseconds. And lastly, we gain access to standard close quarters rounds. These magazines allow us to reload faster, increase our ammo by 200% yet again, boost our fire rate to 775, and lower our overall recoil while sacrificing range, bullet velocity, and a stealth factor. With these rounds, we deal 21 damage per shot out to 29 meters. Between 30 and 49 meters, our damage drops to 18. Then from 50 meters and beyond, we reach our minimum damage of 15, which is still better than the subsonic CQC magazines. Using all of this combined data, we end up with a TTK between 310 and 465 milliseconds. Calculating in headshot to the equation will drop our TTK to be between 232 and 387 milliseconds. While not much better, these rounds are still superior to their subsonic cousins. The recoil for the BSV M is rather vertical. It seemed to kick straight up during my test, but I've noticed at longer distances the bullets fly to the sides quite a bit. Regardless of ammo type, recoil seems to be very much the same everywhere, with only slightly increased side-to-side bounce on some. The hipfire for this weapon is pretty terrible, all things considered. The LS1 laser does a fantastic job of tutting up our hipfire spread. I mean, just look at the difference here. But I still would not recommend hipfire with this unless you're right on top of the enemy. Now for this, I really only have 2 builds for this weapon, as in my opinion, these are the 2 best ways to utilize it. My first build, the Pipsqueak, builds the BSV M as an SMG and focuses on stealth. We start off with the K8 hollow sight for a large clear sight picture for fighting up close. We next use these standard close quarter rounds for boosted ammo capacity, reload speed, rate of fire, and recoil control. After that, we use the LWG grip for boosted accuracy while on the move. And we lastly end with a shortened suppressor for a boosted rate of fire at the cost of bullet velocity. Pipsqueak is a very specialized build for this weapon and should mainly be used in full auto mode. Its main focus is running and gun at close quarters behind enemy lines. The K8 is the only reflex style optic this weapon sports, unfortunately. While the basic CQC rounds don't have the added stealth of the subsonic version, the pitiful damage output of those stealthy rounds simply are not worth the minor benefits. The LWG grip works very well with a run and gun mentality as it makes you more accurate while you're on the move. This will let you take full advantage of your 30 round magazine since you can't really afford to miss too much with the decreased damage. The shortened suppressor is great for pairing with the CQC rounds to boost our rate of fire all the way up to 850. This is, of course, going to reduce our bullet velocity to ridiculous lows, so I would never recommend using this build beyond medium range, and even that's pushing it. My second and final build, cleverly named the ASVAL, is built much more like an assault rifle and fills the same role. We start off with my favorite optic, the 8R hollow sight, for all the same reasons as always. Next, I use the high-powered extended magazines for a nearly infinite 3-shot kill range while also increasing our ammo capacity by 100%. Next, I use the BCG grip to improve our ADS accuracy while hurting our hipfire accuracy. And we end with a long suppressor for increased bullet velocity at the cost of our rate of fire. This second combo is far more effective at a variety of ranges and treats the BSV M more as an assault rifle. It has improved range and accuracy at those long ranges with boosted bullet velocity and ammo capacity. It's got everything you need to engage your enemies at medium and long range while maintaining a TTK that keeps it effective up close. There is nothing to be done about this weapon's horizontal recoil, so that will always have to be a consideration when choosing to fight at longer ranges. Also, I frequently swap between the 8R hollow and the Bravo 3x optic depending on how far my target is from me. The extended high power magazines offer us plenty of ammo for plenty of targets while ensuring that every kill is at least a 3-shot kill. This weapon is the king of consistency. This build works well in either fire mode. And there you have it, folks, all the stats you need to know and the best build to properly utilize your very modular Russian BSV M. Combo 1 is best for close quarters, clearing rooms, getting right into the enemy. Combo 2 is more of an all-rounder when it comes to usability, and it's my preferred build. I did my best to get the most accurate stats on my personal testing of these weapons with private anti-dark magic, and so what do y'all think of the BSV M? How's DICE's newest addition to our arsenal been treating you? Let me know down below. And with that, if I did a good job today with this briefing, be sure to leave me a like and subscription and show the Major that you want more statistical briefings just like this one. And with that, I've been your Quartermaster, and until next time, I will see you later.